So Engineer Dr. Asare Yeboah is the chairman for the board of directors at the Associated Consultants, and he's also the chairman for the Industry Advisory Board for the College of Engineering. So today our questions are going to be centered around his works and then also the College of Engineering Endowment Fund. He's an alumnus of the College of Engineering and he read civil engineering. He has over 50 years experience in civil engineering, specifically water retention and the building of bridges. So you can check him out on the various social media and then get to know what it is he does. So thank you very much, Engineer Asare Yeboah, Engineer Dr. Asare Yeboah. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
So thank you. This is Time with Alumni.
Okay.
And I would like to know when you graduated undergrad here.
Actually, that's a long time ago.
Yes.
I entered Kenya University. At that time it was Kenya University.
Yes, please.
In 1965, after passing my advanced level certificate from Achimota School. So when we entered, we were about 120 students who were admitted to the engineering school. At that time, it was engineering school. But when we graduated, after we lost some of the people on the way, because at that time it was very strict. There were only about 40 that graduated.
As in the whole school of civil engineering?
No.
The whole school?
Yeah, the university. No, the whole school.
The whole of college?
No, it was civil engineering, electrical engineering, and mechanical engineering.
You started as 100 students?
120.
120, and then you dwindled to 40?
We dwindled to 40. At that time, those were the formative years of engineering.
School of engineering.
Even though engineering started a long time ago in Achimota School. Those were the beginnings of engineering. And at that time, engineering was really the backbone of this university.
Okay.
So the first dean, who was called Levine, a Jew, was very strict. He wanted to show that the graduates that came out of this place were really grounded in the program. So he didn't take no for an answer, A little slip, and you had to be asked to repeat. At that time, you could repeat, but you couldn't repeat for more than 2 years. I mean, in a class, you could repeat in the class 1 year. If you repeat another one,
you're out.
You're out. So when we finished, we were only about 40. There were only about 13 civil engineers who actually graduated, of which I happen to be one. By the grace of God.
Yes.
Because the issue is that the cream of the nation's crop were in engineering school. So if the school sieved the pool, we were only enough 42 graduates. That was a tough call.
Just out of curiosity, what do you mean by the cream of the
What I meant was most people who were doing science,
okay,
like physics, maths, chemistry, physics, applied maths, pure maths, chemistry, were actually coming to do engineering.
Okay.
So engineering was number one before medicine.
Really?
Yeah. Now, of course,
now it's
because engineering was number one. And so the best of the nation's science-minded class went into engineering.
Into engineering. So it was a really tough competition.
It was really tough. And at that time, we didn't have this continuous assessment law.
What did you have?
At the end of the year, you had only a 3-hour exam, and if you flunked.
3-hour exam?
For instance, if you are doing, say, thermodynamics, at the end of the year, it was 3 hours exam, written exam.
Oh, so you're not doing it at the end of every semester?
No.
The whole year of studies, and then you take an exam?
You take it.
Wow.
So that was it.
Yes, that was.
So I finished in 1969.
That's how many years ago?
Would you?
You're
working here, so you should know. So that's 1969. So 31 plus 25, 55 years ago.
55.
Yeah.
Some of us were not born. Okay.
You have not even been taught.
Yes, that's true. Just to take you back, you mentioned the dean during your time when it was a school. You said
Levine.
He's the one that Levine
The hall has
been
named
named after. So that's a nugget of history for you. So I'd like to ask, when you were on campus, do you remember any particular incident that you haven't forgotten? Something memorable that happened while you were in undergraduate school year?
Well, when we came here, first of all, we're in the first year when the first coup d'etat in Ghana happened.
Oh, wow.
President Nkrumah's coup d'etat. We were in class when it was announced that Nkrumah had been overthrown. And it was such an excitement for everybody in this country because as students, of course, we didn't know what was in store in the future. But we all were happy and the classes closed on that day. We jumped and went to Kumasi celebrating all over the place because we didn't know what the future held for us.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
Okay.
But beyond that, the structure was a little different. Our program was that the first year, everybody did everything, all of us, both mechanical, electrical, so we all the same.
Okay.
The second year, the same, mechanical, electrical, so we all
And then
the third year, you then
specialize.
into so electrical.
Oh, okay.
And even in the soul, the final year, I think those who are doing civil and also branches civil and that kind of stuff. So that was the way it was.
So just to be clear, during your time, when you're coming in, you could choose physics, electrical, mechanical. No, you just came to do a general and then
you just came to do a general. So going to the third year, they would then ask you to choose which was
and then you look at your strengths and then you go along. That was good. Sounds good.
I hope it was good because.
Don't you think it was?
For me, I've enjoyed being a civil engineer since then because with civil engineering you can see all your products. I mean, if you design a bridge and just construct it, you drive on it and you have a satisfaction.
Maybe one of your bridges you designed?
Oh, we worked on the Tapagoso Road. There are 3 bridges on that road. There's Go Bridge, there's the Tunnel Bridge, and there's Kusu Bridge.
You worked on all 3?
We worked on all 3.
Well done.
Yeah.
We're proud of you.
But you always said that I was into water retention. Yeah, I did. But I was also actually in structures and building. In fact, my master's was in structural engineering. Okay. And I was the project manager for the ECOWAS Fund building project in Lomé. That is an iconic building. And ECOWAS is an association of 16 countries, Francophone, Lusophone, and Anglophone.
Yes.
And for me, it was quite satisfying to go there and work as the project manager. So I had to use the little French that
I was going to ask you
how that I learned in secondary school to
communicate
with the manager. Yeah.
So you worked with engineers who were not Anglophone? Or they were all?
No, most of them were Francophone.
Francophone.
Yeah, but that was.
So you used the French you knew.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, but I wrote my reports in English.
Yeah, of course. Just to diverge a little. So do you think it would be a good idea for engineers to learn another language?
It would be, because West Africa is made up of mostly French. Of course, because of Nigeria, and Anglophone. So, in Ghana we are surrounded by French people.
Yes,
so, it would be nice to be able to communicate properly in those languages.
You didn't encounter any challenges with the language barrier?
No, it was a bit of, I spoke English, and most of them also tried to speak
English. So it was okay. It was smooth sailing kind of. Okay, that's great. So recently you received an award at the Alumni Excellence Awards and fundraising dinner on the 8th of November. We would like to know how you feel about this and recognition, and then how you feel it highlights your contribution to the field of engineering.
Actually, it came to me as a surprise. I will tell you that I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought I was sitting my somewhere doing my little bit to try and help the college, you know. But I didn't know that people had been looking at my life and seen quite a number of things that I had done. So it came to me as a surprise. But I'm happy that the college had recognized the works of its alumni. But you know, earlier on, a year before, the college had recommended me when Provost Admasamwa was here, had recommended me for the award of honorary doctorate. And the university had bought it and gave it to me.
Yes.
And so it meant that quite a number of people were looking at me at the things that I've been doing. But having said that, I'm happy to work for the university, right? Because I was actually on the council of Central University College.
Okay.
You know, I helped them develop their engineering department. Mm-hmm. The government also appointed me as a council member for Kufudia Technical University.
Okay.
I had privately been sourced by University of Ghana to help them even select their first dean of the School of Engineering. So somehow, I don't know how it's happened, I've been sought after and I've tried to do a little bit that I can. But having said that, you know, because the grounding that we received here, and as you said, it was a tough call. It really stiffened us to be able to hold ourselves together and, you know, wherever we went. And I can tell you that when I went out to the United States for my master's program, even in the class, you could see the light of Ghana shining out there because my classmates would call me in the night to be assisted in some of the assignments that we've been given. So
your assignments were easy for you to do?
You know, it wasn't that time because, you know, we've been, it's like, you know, smelting gold, you know, in the crucible it was.
You had a tougher experience, yes, so going there made it much easier. Yeah.
And because they also have more facilities, it was also easier to learn.
Now you mentioned that, then we would delve straight into the endowment fund as one of the reasons the endowment fund was established. Facilities, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, for me, I was just showing your manager about 1996. I became president of Ghana Institute of Engineering.
Yes.
And even at that time, I thought that graduate school, that's postgraduate program, was very key to any university, and for that matter, the universities in Ghana, and particularly Kenya University. Because any university worth the salt will have research department. Because you are not called a university outside if you don't have postgraduate program. So even at that time, I thought that there was a need to have a postgraduate. Why so? Because when you do research, postgraduate, you solve local problems. Local issues come to the university, you research in it and recommend solutions for them. So why would you take the cream of your crop from Ghana and go and train them in the US?
To come and solve local problems.
And they won't come back. Thankfully, a few of us came back. But most of my people stayed there and gave all the things, the investment that Ghana had made from primary school to university to America, because they only take the end bit. We had done all the work.
That's true.
So we need to strengthen graduate school. So for me, I'm willing to support the graduate program any day. And because of that, when I returned from the US, where I worked, when I was chief executive, I decided that most of our staff who are also trained by Kenya
University
we should start contributing little by little. So at the end of the year, we will send it to clearing. And that's what we have done.
Yes, thank you so
Long
much.
before that, even when the computers were really well grounded, associate consultant, we donated the first set of laptop computers or tabletop computers to the School of Engineering. So that's our history.
That is a round of applause. Thank you so much. Associated Consultants has done a lot, yes, for the College of Engineering and the Endowment Fund. That's very true. So speaking about that, we know your contributions are huge. I just want to know, as chairman of the Industrial Advisory Board, you have some, in fact, quite an amount of authority, and then you specified, the target is $5 million, and you haven't achieved that. You said not until we've achieved a certain amount, we can't spend any. We'd just like you to put a little more light on that, so that the US listening will understand.
The endowment fund is not supposed to solve all your problems.
Okay.
It's only to provide a seed money to help the investing round. And we need to, the basis that we need to grow the fund. Now, if you have a target at that time 15 million, you've only collected 5 million. And we are only supposed to use the interest on it. So if you spend that little interest, when are you going to grow the fund? So I said you should reach a certain threshold of which the fund will be growing by itself. At that time, then you can take some money and use it for the growth of the investment. That's why I did not approve. I had a second one. Initially, I thought, the people need my assurance. On second thought, I called the provost and said, "Provost, can you come to a meeting? I'm not likely to approve your request." So I'm looking forward to the day when we will grow the fund, and then the fund itself will be
able to yield the dividends that would, like you said, it's not supposed to solve all the problems, but at least some.
And in any case, if you only take little money, it will not be impactful.
That's true.
You cannot do anything. It will only be administrative. Take a taxi here, go. We want to do research that actually can promote the country and create development.
That's true. So what made you accept this role as advisory board chairman?
The board, as is properly constituted, as it's now constituted, it's made of giants of industry. You name it. The managing director of Telecel is with us. The chief manager of Cosmos is with us. Ghana Gas managing director is with us. The former managing director of what do you call it? Greco is us, and he worked with Mida. Then the former top manager of this US firm who is into gas, Dr. Victor Timo, is with us. So if you are going to be with same people, it's like iron sharpening iron. I would impact, and they will also impact on me. And with that, our common vision of making sure that we grow the postgraduate program at KNC College of will be fulfilled. So really, I'm satisfied that I'm the chairman of the endowment. And I'm thankful to Professor Makaduma Samo for nominating me to be the chair. But even at that time, the current provost was the manager, so I worked with them. And Professor Ponyo, I worked with them. And I see that they work hard, and all the staff are happy to be here. And don't forget, since we'll be here, the program has been receiving great recognition from the World Bank and all. So who doesn't want to associate himself with, a successful business venture? So that's why I'm here.
Thank you. Thanks so much. You've actually done a wonderful job.
Thank you.
So just on a note to end this, we would like to know if you have any advice you want to give working engineers already, and then those who are graduating, those who are still in school as well.
I've given too many speeches in that life, but the key thing is that continuous learning is the key. The world is changing all the time. When we graduated in 1969, it's not the same. Even the people that I had mentored have become managers, and some have even retired. The kind of thing that they are able to do now, I wasn't able to do maybe in my time. So continuous learning is key. Then academia and industry must cooperate. You cannot be effective lecturer or professor in the university if you don't have field knowledge or experience. So I had suggested in my presidential address that you should give them time of the professors there to go to industry, stay in the industry, stay a bit more, and then it will enhance the program that they teach. It will. In fact, the last time we met Dr. Asante, this is the recommendation he was making. He made a recommendation to the provost that they should allow some of the professors to come and say, could even be as long as a year, because this 3 months, you won't
learn much.
You won't learn much. You won't have settled and you are ready to go. So you go, you run, and you feel happy when you've actually used the research work, the kind of thing that you've learned in a practical way in the field. I feel satisfied that all the things, associate consultants, if you give me a few minutes, I'll tell you.
Please.
We've done lots and lots of work. The Carnation market a long time ago was done by associate consultants. The current Pokwasi interchange that won international awards, we were in London to receive an award, was done by associate consultants. We had done Barakesi, a bit of Barakesi water supply. Okay. I've told you the bridges that I designed. Yes. We had worked in the north, opening up the north. Even in 1970-71, I was working in the north, opening up roads, the Eastern Corridor bit that is now in vogue. A lot of work. So I sit there and look back and I feel satisfied. So for the young, they should not rush into life. If you train as an engineer and you work hard, I won't say you'll be a rich man, but you won't be poor. You can live and your family will be happy. So that's what I would advise. Ethical issues should be key. Corruption out. Professional integrity key. Continuous learning key. Relationship key. Teamwork key. Then finally, a long time ago, I also saw that a country cannot tie 50% of its workforce behind and hope that it will go. I promoted gender education, female education, So if you come to associate consultant, we have employed a lot of lady engineers. And that's the way to go. Train the ladies also alongside the men. I'm not saying do one side. But use the 100%. Don't tie 50% behind your back. I hope that will go. So guess what? This is what I have to say.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Asare Yeboah. Thank you so much.